Hey everyone, what is up? Hayden here with Assist Mode, and I have some exciting RPG news to go over today. As always, I really would appreciate if you hit me a like, hit me a subscribe. It helps to support my channel. Alright, so some news that's a little bit old, but I've been slightly under the weather, so I just didn't really get to it, is the re-releases that are coming out for Nintendo Switch of Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen versions. So these are coming in multiple languages, so if you do speak a foreign language, it's possible it's available for you, but it might not be available in the region that you're looking for. So in America, we are going to be getting the English versions, but in other foreign countries, they have other versions available in foreign languages. Already that this has been spiking the eShop sales. A lot of people are really looking forward to these. For those of you who don't know these games, they're actually remakes of the original Pokemon games released in the 90s. So these games came out in 2004 and are essentially like revamped versions that were released on the Game Boy Advance. I personally skipped over these versions. Around the time that they were released, I was very busy. I wasn't really playing games at all. That being said, I know that they are incredibly popular, and they're also rather expensive to find the original versions of these games. So if you haven't hit them up before, this could be a really great opportunity for you to explore Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green for the first time. So these take place in the original region, the Kanto region, and basically feature updated graphics. So what we're getting is ports of those, but you can also access the online features to trade Pokemon and things that you would have needed a link cable for back in the day. Now you can just do with your Nintendo Switch Online. That being said, there still really is no word as to whether you can connect this game to Pokemon Home, which is the feature that allows different people who play different Pokemon games to upload their Pokemon to one central hub. So with that being said, we don't know whether or not the Pokemon that you catch in this version are going to be available on Pokemon Home. That being said, I think that it still is pretty cool to get a re-release of these after so many years, and I'm just really excited that we're getting a little more excitement. I wish that possibly they would have considered releasing these games on the Nintendo Switch Online for online players, but knowing Nintendo and also knowing Game Freak, we know they're going to try to maximize profits as much as possible with this IP, so of course it doesn't surprise me that they are releasing these for a paid version. So check this out, coming out on Pokemon Day, which is February 27th, so just a few days now we'll be getting this release. What are your thoughts about Fire Red and Leaf Green? Are you excited? Are you going to buy it? Is it one that you might pass over? For me personally, I think I might skip this one. I just feel like I'm excited for a new Pokemon game. I'm excited to try something a little bit new, and yeah, I just, for me personally, this is not something that like really interests me. That being said, if it does interest you, if you are a Pokemon fan, you haven't played these games before, I'm really looking forward to you to being able to jump back in and dive into this world, especially if you weren't, around like I was for the first version. All right. Next up is a physical edition that's going to be, it's not really a physical edition, it's just a special edition box that's available in Japan. So if you are in Japan, you can check this out. It's got a download card that comes with it. So you will get a digital download of the version of the game that you pick. And then there is kind of like a reproduction of the Game Boy, the Japanese Game Boy Advance cover art and box. So if you are a fan of those original games and you'd like to check out a special edition version, maybe you're in Japan and you have access to Japanese products, check this out because it comes with some glass ball ornaments with 3D laser engraving. So if you're a fan of your Pokemon paraphernalia and maybe one of these starters is your absolute favorites, for sure hit this one up. I think this is pretty cool, and it's nice that you can have a physical edition of the game, even though it is digital, kind of a physical box that you can just have and enjoy. I know a lot of my friends really enjoy their collector's editions. All right, moving on. Next up, we have Pokemon Pokopia. There will be a Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow at 5 p.m. for me on Eastern Time. And this is going to, I think, describe some more information about Pokopia and also about the new Super Mario Brothers Wonder Switch 2 edition with some expanded content and online features. So I'm not really sure what's going to be on this Direct. I'm excited to find out more about Pokopia. I know it's going to be released in, less than 2 weeks now. So I'm really excited to get, these final updates from Pokopia to see exactly what the game's going to be about, all of the features hopefully being displayed, like the final version features, and for us to get a look at exactly what we're going to be getting when we buy this game. So check out the Nintendo Direct tomorrow for more information about Pokopia and Super Mario Bros. Wonder, the Switch 2 version. Last but not least, we have an expanded, review here from Xenoblade Chronicles X, the Switch 2 version. And unfortunately, according to this reviewer, the visual fidelity and the updates just really aren't matching up with the integrity that was given and the amount of detail that was given to the original version, the remake that came out a few years ago on Nintendo Switch. So the Switch 2 version says what happens is that the visual elements flicker and flash as the filter changes its mind about how it wants to upscale on the fly, which can be very distracting. Even when it's not rapidly alternating how it chooses to display things, it makes an absolute hash of some textures and details that looked fine before. It's almost impossible to miss when playing on the Switch 2's built-in display, but it's also noticeable when playing on a TV, and there's no option really to turn off this filter. So, and looking at some other news, unfortunately, about the definitive edition for Switch 2 for Xenoblade Chronicles X, the upgrade is some users are asking for refunds. They're not satisfied with the upgrades, and they've noticed some things that appear to be almost like maybe some AI upscaling or a lack of quality really to the improvements that were put in the game that leave some players, kind of wishing for that original version back. And really, the some people who played the game using an emulator to upscale it are saying that they actually personally achieved even better results from that than what Nintendo was able to release on a product that they've actually charged money for. So some players are really unhappy with this update. They think that it's a step in the wrong direction, and the way that they did the upscaling with textures flickering on and off and details coming in and out, very much reducing the overall gameplay experience despite that increase to 4K and 60 frame per second being achieved with consistency. A lot of fans are really unhappy with how they did the upscaling. They're kind of questioning how Nintendo upscaled some of these original graphics, and if they used AI, they're noting some of the obvious, issues with regard to smoothing and artifacting and so forth. So this is one thing that if you have not purchased it, you may want to hold off for a little bit, because I'm going to assume that Nintendo will update this again, maybe with an apology, we're not sure, but update Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition again with better upscaled graphics and a little bit more of a consistent experience for players. I said that this was the last but not least, but just one more thing real quick here is we have a new trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 3. Let's see if I can get this off quickly. Oop, that's me. Oop, there we go. For Monster Hunter Stories 3, a new version trailer to check out. So if you are interested in this, check out the expanded trailer for Twisted Reflection. This just goes over some more of what you're going to get in the game, a little bit more about the story, and there's some more information for those of you who are Monster Hunter Stories fans or Monster Hunter fans in general. Check this one out and let me know what you think about Monster Hunter Stories 3. I'm excited for this one personally. I haven't dug into any of the Monster Hunter Stories games, but this one seems to be a little bit more up my alley with the inclusion of a turn-based system and so forth. So, as you can see, I have here pulled from the official Monster Hunter page. And yeah, check out this expanded trailer if you are curious about what you're getting in Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit me a like, hit me a subscribe if you appreciate this news, this positivity I am spreading. And also, if you're interested in general in some of my insights into UX design, UI, and game design, this is something that I like to cover in addition to news. So hit me up if you're curious about that and get ready for more content headed your way. Thanks so much for joining. I'll catch y'all next time.